What is up, everyone? Another video of S Chassis content. Woo! Okay, so let's not look at this as S Chassis content. Didn't anticipate this. Look at this as another opportunity to help out one of my best friends. So, last month I got suckered into building Tom from Front Street, not basically, a whole new chassis for Final Bout. We just got back. We had an amazing time. It was every moment of that excruciating process was worth it. But another one of my very close friends, Brian Hall, as you guys might know, helped us out tremendously through the process, and I wanted to do something for him as basically a giant thank you. So over the last couple months, Brian has been putting together his very first S13. We've been helping him tremendously after hours at DJ's shop. They've worked on it a bunch. You guys might have seen it on DJ's channel, DJ No Way, on our Instagrams, wherever. It's been coming together, but he kind of hit a roadblock a few weeks ago, and well, yesterday we started helping him out big time, and I threw a new harness in it, I threw electronics in it, buttoned up a bunch of things in the engine bay, and we got to hear this car run for the very first time, right here. Now it'll start. So if you didn't watch the last video, we just spoiled it. But engine sounds super healthy. We're making great progress, and I don't want to stop now. I want to give him a little more time to help get this car together because I want to see him drive it. So today we have quite a list to do, but we're gonna make it happen so Brian can drive this thing at least around the parking lot for the very first time, so we can button up a couple small bits. And then next week we'll be ready for dyno and testing. Easy as that, right? But that being said, I wasn't anticipating more of this type of content, but I appreciate you guys watching massively so I could help my best friend. So,
Brian deserves it.
Brian deserves it insanely, and I want to be on track with him. So let me know in the comments if you guys want to see some more content on this, and we'll kind of finish, we'll probably film. If you guys want to see it, we'll film the rest of it. But if you don't want to see it, let me know, because this will be the last video.
You get to decide.
You get to decide. Say you want to do it so I can keep working on Brian. So for us to drive this thing today, we got a lot of work ahead of us. So let's get to it. We're in the finalization stage, which means there's a lot of just small tedious things we have to get done. One thing we have to add real quick is our intake air temperature sensor. You see it in there? All right, we need to know what the intake air temp is since the car is going speed density. And well, we have to add a bung on our intercooler piping. Boom, right here near the throttle body. Luckily, Link actually sells the mounting bung too, so nice. It's so convenient. So we got the battery tray mounted last night, we got the trunk all cleaned up, and now I can go back here and finalize all the wiring so we can be done back here. You get a terminal, you get a terminal. Now let's wire it. Looks a little chaotic, but a couple zip ties, it'll look beautiful. I think Brian will be really happy with that. Not too shabby.
Spoon got this pipe situated.
And now we can finish up the coolant system. Old ass cars. Now we can take our Link intake air temperature sensor and thread it right in. And look at that. Now, since there's a lot of movement in this piece, we're gonna tack it on the car. We just make lines and take it off and try and tack it. There's a good chance it's gonna be slightly off. Mid-mount intercoolers are sick, but they make putting on the pipes a pain in the ass.
It looks really good. I like this little tab.
Yeah, I know you like your little tab, that's why I made it. Not bad, right?
You actually had terminals. I was about to buy those on my way here.
Yeah, I went to advance like 4 times today already, don't worry.
Thank you.
That's the worst part about finalizing a car. You end up running to the bar store like 40 times.
This is awesome.
Looks good, right?
Yeah, looks really good.
Feels good to like make it look finalized. We gotta get that longer rods for this, but that's no problem. You might have noticed that Brian isn't running a Garrett or Precision or any really other name brand turbo. What he decided to go with is a PSR or a Pulsar Now, I've been seeing a lot of guys run these lately. They kind of make clones of like everyone's turbos, but they're kind of known for their G series clones. So this is a G30 clone. Now, I'm definitely not the biggest fan of clone products, but it's a very cost-effective price. I've been hearing pretty good things about them. So I'm very curious to see how this G30 Pulsar clone, it's, you know, less than half the price, does. You know, I think performance-wise, I'm expecting not too many hindered results, especially since we're not aiming for big power, but the question is going to be longevity. Everyone cross your fingers. We need good luck on this one. Got that all tied back up, looking good. B, your cold side is official, or your intercooler, the whole thing is done. How you feel? Done.
I feel amazing. I feel like I just won a trip to Disney.
What are you doing right now?
Dude, I'm just putting some foam in here.
Yeah, try and get your intercooler to get more of that fan.
Yeah, I mean, it's a mid-mount, you know what I mean?
So if you guys remember, we made a big deal about it. We have that like brand new Kia brushless fan that Brian found in the dumpster at work on my JZ car, and it did us really well. Brian actually has the exact same fan on his radiator, and so I'm expecting great things here, B.
Yeah, I am too. We'll see.
OEM brushless out the dumpster.
Yeah, out the dumpster. That's exactly correct.
Best price, man.
We'll see what it does to
fans
the
ain't,
IAT. Some
fans ain't cheap.
Fans are no, and
especially not brushless.
Not when it's OEM, you know what I mean? But
yeah. You put that on Geico's bill, you know.
They bought the guy a new fan. I just got the old one.
A bunch of guys asked me which fan we used. It was off of like a 2024 Kia Niro, right? Super random. That being said,
every model Niro, because it's like a new car, and I think the newest one is like an 18.
But that being said, you don't need a Kia fan. There's a lot of new OEMs that have brushless fans. You can go to the junkyard and start measuring up OEM fan shrouds that you think you can cut down to work on your car if you want to try it.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, if you want a quick test and know if it's brushless, just do that, and if it keeps spinning, it's brushless. If it has like what feels like notches, it has brushes.
You heard it here first, boys. All right, boys. The last major piece of the puzzle, and that is the exhaust. So Brian already made some crazy wastegate dump tube. He went Japanese style and made it like really long. Curious how that's gonna make it sound. And he kind of already mocked up somewhat of a downpipe, which is pretty cool. So nice work, B.
Thank you.
So now Spoon's got to do his magic and tie the rest together. You got to go back to work?
Duty calls.
All right, well, my goal is to hopefully, as soon as you go out of work, have to drive this thing for the first time, so.
That's crazy.
It'll be sick to see. It'll be like a whole ass car now. From that like shell that you bought, what, 3 years ago?
Dude, this was a
spontaneous,
useless shell.
I mean, that's how most S chassis are, but no.
This like didn't even have bolts.
No, it didn't even roll.
Suspension, it didn't even roll.
Yeah, it was a proper drag on, drag off the trailer, so.
It had most of the interior.
It was good. Luckily, as an accumulation of friends, we had quite a few parts to make it rolling and going, so.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time looking for the right bolts.
We're getting there, B. I can't wait to hear this thing with a full exhaust.
I can't wait to hear that turbo spool.
It looks sick. The turbo looks huge on here, but you gotta remember, we can't make too much torque, so it can't be a small turbo that hits hard because it's a stock engine. And it is a 2.4 liter. Like I always forget about that. Like you say, oh, it's a 4-cylinder, but if you think about like the 1JZ, that's just a 2.5 liter. This is a 2.4 liter. It's not much internally small.
It's a big 4-cylinder.
It's a big 4-cylinder. That's what's sick about K's, because that displacement really makes them torquey and really fun to drive.
This turbo also looks bigger than it is. It is an anti-surge housing. So
yeah,
it's really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, fake the fun. You know, no time like the present to find out if there's any coolant leaks. That's random.
What'd you get, Jordy?
If you don't stop at the ice cream man when he comes, you're up.
What was that?
Oh fuck! It went everywhere. It wasn't that bad. Is it ready for coolant?
Everything but the exhaust is done right now. Well, I got a
wire tension. You know.
Got to wire a fan relay.
Your favorite.
I don't know why wiring fan relay.
So annoying. It's not hard. It's just annoying.
Just super tedious. That actually went really well. lucky for me, looks like the worst thing to leak is potentially leaking. So, of course, you don't find out until the whole thing's filled with coolant. Just like the water neck adapter piece thing. Please just be loose. Okay, that was a little loose. Let's hope it's this. Good old-fashioned iPhone borescope. Is it just this clamp not seated? God dang it. It's the most pain in the ass fucking clamp. Why are you stuck? There we go.
Neck and neck.
I'm gonna, oh, the paper gaskets, that sucks. I'm blaming DJ for this. I don't care who did it. DJ gets the blame. So, looks like this hose clamp is not very good. See that? Come on, baby, get in there. Well, we also needed to replace the TPS, so it's a 2-for-1. Does this fit? This fits. Fire. Alright, we're back together, boys. I was tempted to use orange RTV because it's part of the K lore to have orange RTV busting out every scene. It is true. Like, pop that on any KA car, you're gonna see just orange RTV
Somewhere.
somewhere, smeared somewhere, so. I did you good, Brian. I use Ultra Gray.
Ta-da! I can't see anything. Don't worry.
Pretty piece.
Drop that shit in.
Bring it from the top too. I'll get that. So I've been trying to finalize everything, so once the exhaust is done, we're good to go. I had to switch the wheels out because they were hitting his calipers. Brake lines were actually hitting the wheels and whatever, it's the whole thing. But this is all sealed up. It's holding coolant now, which is good. We'll see once it's under pressure. We'll find out, but everything else tidied up. Wastegate looped, and I kind of just have the fans hardwired for now because I don't feel like doing a fan controller right now. That thing's sick, isn't it?
That thing moves.
And Brian fully sealed off the intercooler, so you could feel it pull a lot of air through the intercooler too, which is awesome. So, nice job, Brian. We're getting somewhere. Brian's wild ass dump tube.
I kind of love it.
It's cool.
It's kind of sick.
Couldn't keep things simple for himself, huh? In like Japan, in like the D1 series, your wastegate has to be behind the driver, I think. So their wastegate dump tubes are like all the way
Really,
back
really
here.
long.
Yeah, it's super funny. But yeah, we don't really have that rule, but you know, Brian gets bored and does Brian things. So. Final tax on the car. There she is, beautiful piece of plumbing if I've ever seen one myself.
Man's talented.
All right, let's get this thing on so we can see what she sounds like with the full exhaust. Ah, this is good to see, dude. This is so good to see. Yes, sir, this car is fully piped up, right, B?
She's plumbed.
She's plumbed, that's for sure. This is good. This is good stuff. All right, time to bring her down, start her up, and see what she sounds like. As you guys saw in the last video, all we did was start this thing for a few seconds. There was no coolant in it, really not much hooked up, but now basically everything is hooked up. It has coolant in it, has power steering fluid in it, so we gotta bleed the power steering system, hope there's no leaks, gotta bleed the coolant system, hope there's no leaks, gotta make sure it can maintain operating temp, because that's like your first major hurdle when putting a car together, because sometimes the thermostat doesn't open, sometimes things are routed wrong, blah, 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 but once it can maintain operating temp, coolant's bled out, we're not pissing power steering fluid, our clutch line is bled, our brakes are bled, the alignment is, sorry, I'm doing like a checklist right now, but we should be good. So let's start this thing up because it should still run. I now have a working CAN lambda, and I now have a working CAN gauge, which is fire. Gotta love the Link stuff. So, and we get to hear it run with exhaust.
Hooked up.
Can I start her up? Can we start her? I might have to play with like the idle screw and stuff, but it's not tuned. It's tuned, but it's not tuned. Whatever, start it.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, play with the idle. That's so good.
God, that sounds so good.
It's smooth.
Yeah, it's insane how good this engine sounds.
The only thing I hear is the injectors. Water's moving.
That's good.
Love that.
You know what's crazy?
What's crazy is the fact that this thing is just smoking like a freight train.
Yeah. Nothing.
This is a cold start KA, and it's not smoking crazy. That's the first time I've ever seen that shit.
Listen to that sound.
Get some heat in her.
Dude.
It don't sound like no truck engine right now.
No.
This is good. Everything's good so far. We have a couple more hurdles, but I'm so happy. I'm so happy right now. This car is sick.
Turboating. He's interpolating right now.
Dude, it sounds good.
Sounds awesome. Holy cow. That sounds awesome.
Oh, I think it's awful. I'm like, what the fuck?
It sounds so good.
That sounds good.
I don't even know what it was.
Car sounds great. I'm hyped. It looks so cool, dude. I know you guys haven't seen much of this on our channel. If you want to see more of it, go back on DJ's channel. But you know, we've come a long way. Like my car was a huge transformation. Tom's car was a huge transformation, and Brian's car, nonetheless, inside and out. Obviously, we still got to paint the inside, but the front end looks awesome. It's great, and this has been such like a budget build, just making things work. Probably 70% of that car came from things in the back and up top, which is great. So happy we were able to make this happen. It feels good. Like it feels like it's one of my cars. You know what I mean? Does the clutch have pressure still?
My gas light's on. Clutch has pressure.
Good. We'll adjust the throw and everything later. Still gotta adjust all the pedals, make sure they all feel good. But you got power steering?
Yeah, it's a little
Yeah, yeah.
notchy right now.
You'll get some RPM in it, and it'll be good. Just try not to go on boost or anything right now.
Yeah. Should I drive it?
Yeah, try to drive it. Just make sure the brakes work. Brakes work.
Woo! This is sick.
Look at this thing move.
Woo! All right. Dude, it runs fit.
That's sick. It sounds like a 240, doesn't it? Look at that thing move, dude.
I like the way K's sound better than SRs.
What was that?
I like the way K's sound better than SRs.
Ks are cool. They got a nice deep note to them. Look at this thing. Ooh, the turbo, you can hear it. Thank God, this is amazing. Like everything, there's a lot of tests that we still have to go through, but it's been good win after good win on this one so far. So we're gonna keep this momentum going. Brian's gonna have himself his very own 240. Brian deserves to have a running, driving drift car. I never checked tire pressures.
I mean, it feels like it runs awesome.
It looks good.
It's so easy right now. There's nothing to complain about.
Big 240 guy.
This car is like easy to drive.
That's sick. Do another ply. I just want to see it from me. Look at this thing. This thing looks. That thing's sick, dude. I love KATs.
I can't believe that thing's rolling right now.
I know, it's nuts. We fucking busted ass the last 2 days to get here.
That is a sight.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm sure he's over the moon.
Knowing Brian is like, I'm gonna I'm gonna drive that thing to work tomorrow. He wants the clutch so bad. No, please don't. We got pump gas. I don't want him doing shit till we put ethanol in this thing. I knew you were gonna do
Look
that.
at him smile.
This is so good. This is sick. Dope. Damn, Brian owns a 240. Like, you know, the project's been going on, but like, Brian owns a 240. That's crazy.
Riding in an S chassis is a rare sight,
But it feels so right. You know,
You've been saying that for years, though. You've been letting me borrow and
I know,
drive
you
your
always
cars
look
for
good in
years.
S-chassis.
That's what you've always said, and it's. I mean, it feels amazing.
You've done more laps in her S13 than he
Yeah.
He probably has more laps in an S13 than most cars.
Well prepared.
Because you have driven a lot of Josh's car, a bunch of Kira's, you've driven my car.
Yep.
Yeah.
You look good in them, bro.
Feels good. Feels really good. Thank you so much.
Of course. I'm very happy to do this. Like, this is sick.
Oh my god, I love this. All that's left is the stuff that I'm good at, so.
Love that.
Cool.
Well, here's the thing, right? We still gotta dial some things in, obviously. We got most of the things finalized. I don't want to rig much up for this. Most things are pretty good to go. We just gotta keep an eye on things, recheck everything, make sure everything's tight. We're gonna switch the car to ethanol because the only way to really keep a KA alive is to put on ethanol. And all our cars at this point are on ethanol for the track, so it's not an inconvenience for any of us. Then we gotta tune it, give it an alignment, get some fresh tires on it, and then it's like testable. How many body panels and windows and stuff he wants in the car when he tests it is up to him. Nah, I think I bullied him. We're gonna put the windshield in like next week,
Yeah.
so we can test the car.
Hey, we tested your coupe without glass.
Yeah, but you know, the recall guy will put it in. You know, that's cool. One of the best parts about it is Brian finally has a caged car, so he can go drive E-Town with us, which is huge. So I can steal him on a work day. We can go down, you know, East
That'd be
Coast Drift
sick.
School, you know, on that.
Healthy.
Okay, Kira can come.
I've like barely driven with Brian.
That is true. Now
I
you
just only
now
let
you
him
get to
drive
be-
my
Now
car.
you get to be an S chassis couple. Okay. No boost, Brian. Come on. The annoying thing is how good he's gonna be in this car off the rip. I already know.
You guys are bouncing it off limiter inside. Of course we're low on fuel. That's all I hear. That sounds sick. I'm happy for you, bro. This is sick.
Got to give some shout outs. Nice Time Racing.
A shout out to my sponsors.
They hooked it with the turbo feed line kit. And Future Fab, I mean, you guys can tell he killed it on this manifold. This is like
Oh, he's a natural.
one of the coolest sounding KAs.
Look at him go. He's a natural. What else we got in here, B?
We got shout out Funk. See the gold.
Yeah, we got to heat wrap the downpipe.
We got to do the heat wrap on the downpipe, the wastegate. We got
Turbo blanket.
the turbo blanket, the mini wastegate blanket. It's so cute. You guys gonna see this?
Yeah, he's good at this, isn't he?
And Dees Works, obviously they've been hooking it from the beginning. We have a full Dees Works system, all the way from the pump and the hanger in the tank, all the way up to the injectors and the lines and everything in between. And last but not least, the biggest shout out has got to be to Oaks Garage. Jimmy Oaks, the man himself.
Happy to help.
Yeah.
DJ and them helped a lot too. They helped a lot.
DJ and Ant helped a lot.
And then shout out to Linky and wiring specialties, of course.
Finishing lines, they did all the brake lines on this car from front to back. If you guys want to fully plumb a 240SX, they have every single line available. There is not one stock line left on this car. And you can choose like whatever color you want. You can get crazy. And
Thrash Racing.
Thrash
We
Racing.
hooked right up with the steering wheel.
And our buddies, the Recal guys, taking care of the glasswork in this car, and they got their banner on the back window. So appreciate all of them, all of you.
We'll get them in a race suit next time with everyone on it.
I got it coming. You got your livery. Mine's gonna be NASCAR.
Doesn't surprise me.
Thank you all. This is amazing. I feel amazing.
You
I hope
deserve
you
it.
guys feel amazing too.
Another long day, but we made it happen. Bunch of good victories. I think it. Freaking it. I think everyone's happy with this one. This is a good one. But we gotta end it so we can get this video up. So you guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content, and we'll see you guys very shortly.